Hello again and welcome to Ndudu by Fafa. Welcome again to my creative cooking channel Ndudu by Fafa, which is inspired by my African heritage. My name is Fafa Gilbert and I am the chef behind Ndudu by Fafa. Thank you again for joining me, and if this is your first time, you're welcome and thank you very much for subscribing. Now today on the menu, I do have something rather exciting. Trust me, it involves Kobe. Yes, it's a Kobe risotto jollof rice recipe. What? I know, right? So Kobe is a salted fish, which is actually made out of tilapia from Ghana, and it's quite popular and we use it for most of our dishes. It adds that sort of umami taste and it's fishy and it's just glorious. Now this dish is actually inspired by a Senegalese dish known as THIEBOUDIENNE, which I think is incredible. I think is one of their best kept secrets. Now the recipe do require some specific ingredients and some that I was lacking. Hence I ended up creating my own, which is actually, inspired by their dish. Thank you very much, Senegal. So these are the ingredients that I used for the recipe. Now, in place of my broken rice, I actually used risotto rice, and what I did was soak it and parboiled it and just, get rid of as much starch as I could to use. I just improvised because these were the ingredients that I had in my larder, and that's the best I could do. However, to actually do the authentic one, I'm yet to get those ingredients, and I definitely will do it because this is incredible. Now add your preferred oil to a saucepan and place it on a medium heat. Now what I've got here is a blend of ginger, aniseed, cloves of garlic and onion, and I'm adding about 20 grams of it to the oil. Immediately I'm actually going to be adding my Kobe, which is the salted fish, which I've washed and I've taken the fins off. So now the infusion of flavors is going to happen. Now traditionally Kobe would actually be slightly boiled, to get rid of the excess salt, but I do need this for this recipe, so I've actually not done that. I've got the Kobe whole. So cook the Kobe in this beautiful gingery spice for about 3 to 4 minutes, and then what I'm actually going to be adding is my habanero chili. Now I've actually just used half because it is quite strong, and then I've just added my diced onions as well, and I'm going to cook this gently. I mean, when it comes to chili, it should be a personal preference. One can have it as spicy as they want, or just can have it as a background heat. So the amount that you use depends on your preference. I'm going to fry this gently for about 4 minutes because yet again I'm cooking at a very low heat and I'm infusing the flavors, because this is all going to be part of the stock that I'll be using for my risotto later. At this stage I'm actually going to be adding my tomato puree. All I've just done is just mixed it with a little bit of water, and I'm going to fry this gently. Now this would allow the Kobe's flavor to also infuse into the tomatoes. For the ginger, the spice, this is just incorporating flavors. There is this beautiful marriage of flavors going on here that I'm so excited about. My mouth is even watering just talking about it. So I noticed in the original recipe they mentioned something called yeet, which I think is a fermented snail, and hence I was like, okay, I don't have that, but I do have some Kobe, and I knew that Kobe would give it that saltiness, that fishiness, which I thought like, yeah, this would work, and it did actually. In my previous video you would find the recipe for this jollof stew that I made. I made a huge amount and divided it in two, and I used it for the corned beef jollof, and there's the remaining one that I'm actually now adding to my sauce here, and I'm just going to mix everything together and warm it through. So in the theme of actually using up what I do have in my house, I'm actually adding my cod fillets and also my sea bass. Now you can use any fish that you prefer, however it's best to use a tougher fish because you need to steam it. Now the cod is delicate, but I know how to do it. So if you follow this process in terms of I've just added the cod and then the sea bass, and all I'm actually just doing is infusing those flavors again into the fish, and also letting the fish also, you know, flavor the sauce as well with its fishiness. So you've got that Kobe with that umami saltiness, and you've got this fresh sea flavor coming through. So I'm just going to cook this gently for about 2 minutes, and then I'm going to add some water to it. You will notice that when I did add the water, I'm actually stirring the fish into the sauce gently because I do not want to break the fish. So bear that in mind. And I've just added the remaining water, which I think comes about 800 milliliters. It might sound a lot, but it's great. And I've just added the remaining half of my habanero chili. For the vegetables, I'm actually using my garden eggs, which I had in the fridge. I was actually going to use that to make some garden egg stew, really, until I found this recipe. I was like, shit, this one, dear, I have to make it. The thing that I like about this dish is how versatile it is and how one can actually substitute the ingredients and equally have a tasty dish. So I've actually used the Ramiro peppers, which is what I have, but you can use normal red peppers and just divide it in two, take the seeds out, then add it to your stock. Now I'm actually going to cover this and just bring it to the boil. Now this should take about 2 minutes, and then the fish is done because the residual heat is going to cook the fish perfectly. I don't want it to be overcooked because I've actually used a less tougher fish for it. So at this stage, just when you can see some bubbles appearing, you know, oh yeah, I've got to take them things out. Quick, quick, quick. Now do take the fish out, but still leave the Kobe or the salted fish in there because it's still cooking and it's still adding its flavor to the stock. So at this point you'd see that we've got the garden eggs and you've got the Ramiro peppers, and you see there's the Kobe going back in. And I'm just going to cook this down gently. So A is to intensify the flavor of the sauce as well, and B is also going to cook the vegetables. So it's going to cook the peppers perfectly and also the garden eggs perfectly. At this stage, you'd notice that the stock is actually reduced by a third, and I'm just taking the chili out, but now I'm going to add the prawns. Now I'm actually just going to be boiling this just for yet again 2 minutes, actually even under. Because it is a hot stock, and all I want is for the prawns, the flavor of the prawns to actually go into the stock. I mean, seriously, you can see where this is going. You can see where we've got this like fishy, spicy, umami, earth. Oh, you know what? This was actually one of the best dishes I've actually made. I loved it. I loved it so much, and I couldn't wait to share it. I can't wait to actually make the real one, the real deal. But yeah, thank you, Senegal. You guys rock. Hunting for all the prawns and just to make sure that one hasn't escaped, and look at me, you know, where are you? Ah, I found one. Well, yeah, go. So now I'm actually going to check that my vegetables are cooked by inserting either a skewer, I'm just using a knife here, and if it actually permeates through perfectly without any restriction, you know that it's cooked. And I'm going to reserve this aside as well. So I'm almost ready now to add my rice. Now, in terms of the fish, I mean, I think you can use something like red snapper, which I think is great. You can also use tilapia. Also try adding some snails if you wish, maybe, actually. Why not? Now remove your garden eggs. Bearing in mind with the vegetables, you know, you can use things like the aubergine if you want. And I think this is time now to actually take this Kobe out because I think it's done its fair share now. And I love how I've reduced the sauce and intensified the flavor. You can just see this is full of flavor. Now I'm going to talk about the rice. Traditionally, broken rice is actually used for the THIEBOUDIENNE recipe, and I didn't have that. What I did have though was my risotto rice. So what I did was actually washed the rice till the water ran clear, and I soaked it in hot water for about 15 minutes, and I've got this beautiful consistency here. So now that my stock is ready, I'm actually going to be adding the rice. So I'm just going to pour the rice in. I'm going to mix everything together till it's well combined. Now, due to the starchy nature of risotto rice, it's best to actually reduce the amount of stirring that you do. So all I've just done here is just mixed everything together and it's well combined. And then I'm going to leave it to do its own work. So now that I can see that it's bubbling, I'll add my bay leaves, which of course is going to infuse some more flavor into it. I've got my grease-proof paper that I'm actually going to cover the rice with. And then I've got a little secret. Now, as I said, because I don't want to stir it over and over again to, you know, activate that whole starchiness, I'm actually just going to add a little bit of water to my greaseproof paper. Yes, you'd wonder why. The trick is this would actually create extra steam. So I don't need to actually stir this again until it's ready. And then I'm going to leave this to actually cook for about 15 minutes. And voila, my rice is ready. Ooh, thinking about this, I mean, you know, one can also use some crabs, lobster. Ooh, yeah, this will be incredible. The rice is so perfect and moist. It's taking that characteristic of a perfect risotto. Be it slightly on the dry side, but that's how I like it because I do have some extra sauce that I'm actually going to be drizzling over. And then I'm going to decorate this pot with everything so that, hey, Kobe's back. Add the cod, the prawns, you know, pour the juice all over, and then the garden eggs. Like, this is like, you know, this is like a dish for a king and a queen, isn't it? Wow, I can't believe I actually made this. I know, right? But I can't wait to actually try it the authentic way. Oh my God, I can't wait for that. Because I'll tell you something that I've learned. The flavor is just incredible. It's like one of our favorite dishes. And I'm actually just adding some Greek basil here for decoration. You can use a fresh basil if you wish. And yeah, I've just served this on a tray. And do you know what? This went down within like 3 minutes. I have to do this. I have to. Because this is just incredible. This is not any other food. This is Ndudu. This is a flavorful, packed dish full of different cultures. We've got the whole Kobe from Ghana, which is the salted fish. We've got the whole stock, which is inspired by the Senegalese recipe, and as well as the Italian risotto rice. I mean, seriously, if you do like what you see, please show me some love and click onto that subscribe button now. Yes, you can find more inspiring recipes as well on my blogs, fafagilbert.com, as well as indudubyfafa.blogspot.com. I'm also on Facebook and Instagram and Twitter as Ndudu by Fafa. Thank you again for watching, and I hope I have inspired you to try this recipe. If you do not forget to show me some love by liking and also leaving a comment. Much love until next time. Thank you.